Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking flying with a firearm. I'm going to give you my experience and what it has been flying to and from Florida on multiple occasions from my home state of Indiana. But before you go any further, make sure that it is okay for you to carry a gun in the state that you're going to with the license that you have in your home state. Indiana and Florida have got reciprocity, so I'm okay carrying concealed in Florida with my Indiana permit. As a matter of fact, I try to vacation in areas where I can carry my gun. I try not to support states that impede my rights to protect my life and my family's life. So places like Tennessee I like to go to, and Florida, because they recognize my rights that God gave me to protect my life and the lives of my family that are protected by the Constitution. So I like to frequent those types of places. If you want to go to a communistic state where you can't carry, completely up to you, but I recommend you go to a free state to take vacation. The first thing you're going to need, besides making sure that your permit is good elsewhere, is a good case. And this is a Pelican. And there are different brands out there. Pelican makes cases for just about everything. They're solid, they're reliable, they're bomb-proof. They're just really, really tough. And get the one with the foam that's replaceable in it, because you can put different pistols in. If you take a big gun one time and a small gun the next, you can use the same case for it. So highly recommend that. You can customize, put spare mags. I don't have a spare mag with me, but you can put spare magazines down here along with your ammunition. And I'm going to tell you why we have that box in there in just a minute. The first thing you're going to need to do is to declare your firearm when you check your baggage. Obviously, you cannot do firearm in a carry-on luggage, so you're going to have to check it. When you go to the counter to check it, and this is with my experience with Southwest between Indiana and Florida, and I've actually flown out of Midway to and from Florida as well, over in Chicago. But either way, with Southwest, I've had no problems, and I'm going to tell you how my experience has been. And what I'm going to ask of you guys is down below, if you've flown United, Allegiant, American, Spirit, any other airlines, give us feedback down below, good or bad. I want to know if it compares with mine, and so that anyone watching this video can hopefully get some information that will help them make a determination on maybe an airline to fly or how to prepare to make sure that they can take their gun with them, you know, for a concealed carry on vacation. You're going to want to check your bag. So you're going to say, I need to check a firearm. And they're going to give you a little card to fill out, and then they're going to tape it right to the top of the box. You're going to open your suitcase right there, tape it to the top of the box. And what I recommend is make sure that you buy good locks. I intentionally went with Brinks. And the reason I did that, I don't care if these are stronger than others or not, but Brinks is a recognizable name. It's brand recognition. So when I have these locked, show you here. When I have these locked hanging here, I've got two Brinks locks on there, and people first think of Brinks as home security or armored vehicles. And you just think quality, you think strength, and that's just the way it works. So it's a marketing thing. So basically you're marketing yourself. You know, if you go up and you're sloppy and you have one junk lock on a junk box, there's a good chance you're going to be looked at maybe a little differently. Whether you'll be questioned, pulled aside by TSA, or have your box open, I don't know, but I would rather leave, cover those bases and leave little to be considered there. So what I'll also do, in addition to the two locks on the box, is I'll take a third lock, and inside the suitcase there are two bars, a spine of the suitcase. I will take a cable, wrap it under there, wrap it around the handle of the box, and then I take a third lock and I lock the box inside of my suitcase. Obviously, we know that locks are nothing more than deterrents as well as cables, but they're just that, they're deterrents. We just cannot have a box. I don't want it flopping around inside of my suitcase anywhere. I want to make sure that somebody is going to have to work at least to cut that cable and steal my gun. And another thing, it is against federal law to take your keys and open that gun case anywhere else. So if anybody asks you, do not do it. If TSA wants to look inside that box, I'm going to open up the locks with my key in my sight, and we'll look at it there. As a matter of fact, TSA, I'm not even sure TSA is allowed to touch the gun. I believe it's law enforcement, airport security, or airport police authority can actually lift the gun up and look under it. They can't rack the slide. They can't drop the magazine, as far as, or check the function of the firearm, I should say. So dropping the mag they might be able to do. But either way, anything they should do has to be done in front of you. Don't give your keys to anybody, and don't buy TSA locks because they have a master key they can get into your gun with without your permission. Now, I have heard where firearms they turn up stolen sometimes, and that's unfortunate. That's why I just recommend, you know, nice, bright, shiny, quality locks, a good box, lock it to your suitcase where it's at least going to be more of a deterrent to prevent that from happening. So I'm going to tell you how my experiences have gone now at 3 different airports, and then I'll get you guys out of here. So first of all, from Indianapolis, it's been very smooth on Southwest. Tell them you want to check a bag, you fill out the card, they stick it on here, and it goes its merry way, and it's gone. Now, I will say this past week when we went to Florida, when I opened my bag, you could tell the suitcase had been open, and they pushed some clothes aside, probably just to check this, but I've never was asked from Indianapolis to unlock the box and open it and let anybody look inside. They did ask me, is the firearm unloaded? Is your ammunition stored separately? Which is why the federal box is there. They want you to unload your magazines and the gun. Although I do put an empty mag in the gun, but put it in an original box or some other container. I like to use original. I just think it looks more professional. It looks like you just have everything together, which hopefully will prevent issues or holdups. So when I got to Tampa, no problems there. I was never questioned on it at all. Took my bag and I was gone. Now, when I've flown back from Tampa, Florida, what they do is they take someone and escort you from the bag check over to the TSA area, and there's a restricted hallway you can look down, and they put your bag on a scanner and it goes through, and they'll let you know right there you're either good, or they want to interview you, or they'll ask you to open the box and see inside. I've never been asked to open it at any airport ever. I'm not saying it can't happen. If it does, just make sure that it's unloaded, your ammo is stored separately in a box, just to prevent holdups, questioning, and any problems you have there. So, and really quick, I know people look at the TSA and say it's unconstitutional, they're infringing on my rights, my privacy, etc. I get that, and I understand the frustration, but just understand the TSA is just doing their job mandated by the federal government. So they're just employees, and I've actually thanked them for what they do, and they look at me like I'm insane. But I do appreciate it because it does keep us safe. And listen, after 9/11, the world changed and security changed. So that brings me to my next point really quick. Speaking of 9/11, United and American were both used in those attacks on a World Trade Center, Pentagon, etc. I don't know this for a fact. Maybe some of you can answer below, but maybe they're a little more stringent than, say, Southwest or Spirit. I don't know for a fact. I can just tell you with Southwest, it hasn't been laxed. It's been thorough. They've asked the right questions, and they have looked at the box, obviously, in a suitcase, but I don't know if United, American, etc. are a little more tough. It's rare, but I've heard of guns being stolen even, which is why I highly encourage you to cable it to the inside of the suitcase, just as a deterrent. So the other airport that I have flown in and out of with a firearm is Chicago Midway. Now, what Midway does is when you take it over to TSA, they open my suitcase. They never asked to look inside, but they did swab the outside of the case for explosives. They swabbed the inside, outside of my suitcase for explosives as well. So it's not hard though, guys, and it's well worth it. We're talking about being gone for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 days. Some people go on vacation for, and being willing to protect yourself while on vacation. It doesn't matter if I'm at home or if I'm in a different state. I want to have the means to be the one that goes home if something goes bad, or at least to give myself the opportunity. And that's our responsibility as well when we have families especially. So no problems with me with Southwest. Let me know if you guys have had any problems below, individual airports, airlines, etc. What has your TSA experience been? Mine's been fine. I've had no problems with them whatsoever. They've been professional, they've been courteous to me, and I've had no problems. But I've also extended them courtesy as well, and that does matter. So let me know in the comments below if you like this content. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on the way here at Poe Performance. Thanks for watching, everybody.